From Atlanta, Georgia, we're live from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Today, two NFC South teams set to tangle. It's the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons. One final month to push for the playoffs or start preparing for the future. Here we go. It's week 14. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Ready, set.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's first and 10.
Set. Ready.
They're going to run it here. It's Bijan Robinson. Well, maybe the rest of the game's going to be headed in the proper direction, Brock, but their first play winds up going backwards. That's a nice, quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
Headed in reverse so far. Time to shift into drive. Here's 2nd and 14. Now looking to throw. Escapes the pocket. Moving right, airs it out down the sideline. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. That throw intended for Drake London. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. They need a good chunk here, at least 14 yards to pick up this first down. Here he goes, 3rd and long. Left side, caught by Metcalf. And a nice game here, but it stopped short of the first. The rookie from Texas there on the tackle. So on 4th down, it's Ryan Wright out to punt it away. It's a nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35.
First down 10 at their own 38-yard line.
So good field position for the Panthers. Starting this drive, 1st and 10. The first carry now for Jonathan Brooks. Going to defender, we've got a foot race. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. Give him 13 on that play. And that'll be good for a Carolina first.
Well, more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from first down in just one play. Get that big play potential on the ground. Jeez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
First down, play action. Bails out of the pocket quick. Pass brought in by Tataroa McMillan. And nothing doing after the catch, but a good gain on it. They're down to the 35. They gain 14 on the play. And it'll give the Panthers a first down. And that right there is about the best you could hope for against double coverage. Good chunky yards, and more importantly, Brock, you don't get burned taking a risk.
Yeah, it's really the defense that gets burned, and that is just demoralizing. You got double coverage, you got what you want, and two guys can't stop one.
Man in motion, out of the slot. Throwing now, out of the shotgun. Throw finds Mitchell Evans. He's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. That play good for 17 and a first down.
The numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
Offense is set. 1st and 10. Straight ahead, here's Brooks. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Pass run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on second down. He's dropping back to throw. Completes it to his running back. Here's Jonathan Brooks. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Now a shotgun handoff to Brooks. And he's going to have enough for the first down. Not by much. He got it. That's all that matters. Sets him up with the 1st and goal.
I love that call on 3rd down because it just gives you options. The best 3rd down teams are teams that do just that. Right? They give you options. You don't let the defense dictate to you. You look at what they're giving you, and you take advantage of them.
Right. Goes the wrong way and is going to lose several here. And that right there, an early look at somebody who might just be the impact player in this ballgame.
Yeah, there's no question this strong safety loves to come downhill. Now, as an offense, you've got to adjust. You've got to throw over the top if he's willing to be that aggressive.
They've got a man in motion. Throwing off the play fake. Has it down close. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Now they'll try the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Panthers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. Has this at the 6. He dodged the tackle. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. Atlanta about ready to go now. 1st and 10.
Ready.
Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And he stopped after picking up 9, so they're set up well here with 2nd and 1.
While that run may not have moved the chains, Kate, that is such a confidence builder. Sets the tone for more play action, maybe more runs. That's exactly how you want to start a drive.
First down carry got him 9 yards. Here comes 2nd and 1.
Set. Ready. Ready. Ready.
Gets this out quickly to London. And that short gain is enough for a new set it down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum. Keep that defense on its heels.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
New set of downs for him at the 38.
Ready.
1st and 10, a run to Robinson. And I don't think he got beyond the line there. Yep, no gain on the play. It's going to be 2nd down.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. Nabbed by Kyle Pitts. And they send him out of bounds as he gets this to the opposing 45. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Ready.
They'll throw here on 1st. This is Metcalf working that right side. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. Now the completion rate is strong, partner. The yards, you got to imagine, will start to come soon enough.
You never go broke taking a profit, and you know this one too, Kate. The crumbs always lead to...
Oh, the cookie. Now I'm hungry.
Come on, set. Yellow, 22. Spike, 60. Set, hut.
An option give to Robinson. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy, a lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. I'll throw it. To his back, J.K. Dobbins. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. The Panthers have taken the early lead. We'll make our return to Mercedes-Benz Stadium after this.
Ready.
Back for our second quarter. It's Falcons football. They'll have second down as they look to continue this good drive. Complete. It's Bijan Robinson. And he takes this one nearly to the red zone before going out. They get 6 and a first down as well.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
They'll play action on first down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And they've got a little extra distance now to make up here on second down.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go, and let that pass rush get home.
On the ready.
Things already looking a good bit tougher here. It is 2nd and 17 after the sack.
Here we go. Set.
Trying to throw this from the gun. To the sideline and secured by London. And he's forced out of bounds after a nice play there, but still, Brock, not enough to avoid third down.
That's pretty impressive, Kate. I mean, to have the awareness, the body control to not just secure the ball, but to keep both feet down on the sideline.
Ready.
Throwing now on 3rd and 2. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable in an incomplete.
All right, they made the red zone, and it's touchdown or bust, it seems. They're lining up to go for this.
Black Ultra. Blue 32. Blue striker. Set.
He's going to throw this one. He finds him beyond the marker. He's not going to get there. They hold him out of the end zone, partner, but it is still going to keep this offense on the field. They've got a 1st and goal.
That's another Falcons first down. First
Let's go
down
next.
and golden.
Now here he goes on the boot. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And it's step 1 towards the goal line stand. Still going to need a couple more, though. 2nd and goal coming up.
At the Panthers' 8-yard line.
Set. Ready. Ready. Ready.
Working now from the gun. Catch is made in close. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line.
A whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front, you need to give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
Field. Black. Rail. Yellow. Hut. Hut.
3rd down from the gun. And they will score. It's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons start to fight back with their first points of this game. Extra point by Kuhn is up and good. And the Falcons tie this game 7-7.
To kick off for Atlanta.
Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. Jimmy Horn here on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. Carolina offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing now off the play action. Throw left side, caught by Higgins. And this is going to be out of bounds. Defense catches up to him near that 45. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
Good offenses, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on the route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, then go to work after it.
What a jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. On first down, here comes Brooks. This is going to take him off and across midfield there at the opposing 45. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that'll be good for a Carolina first.
Oh, that's such a good feeling as a quarterback on an RPO, and you get to hand it, and you get to watch him take off. You know if you take advantage in the RPO game of a run like that, it only makes the pass that much better.
And he's charged towards the line. It's right around 3 yards.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Throwing on second. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they bring him down, but not before he advances it all the way to the 20. It's a 21-yard gain. And it'll give the Panthers a first down.
First down. A gain of 21 yards. First down, Carolina.
They motion a receiver left. From the gun, a give to Brooks. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. They're going to try and throw it here. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Started a little slow, but we've arrived at the 2-minute warning. And it's the Panthers with a 3rd and 3. They're going to throw out of the gun. Got a man. This is Evans. And he is well clear of that marker. That effort's going to set them up with a 1st and goal. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Surprise gift to the receiver near the goal line. And he's in for the touchdown. The Panthers get some late points and the lead. Marvin Harrison Jr. with the touchdown. Kicking team on to try the PAT. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Panthers break that tie and now lead by 7. So they got him for roughing the kicker. They're going to put that penalty yardage on the spot of the ensuing kickoff. The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. Now this kick, I think I might have been able to kick that one. Not good at all. It's out of bounds.
On the set. Set. Ready.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Brought in right side. He's taken down, but not before he gets this one to the 41. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And the the Falcons will have a first.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He can take it to the house.
Finds the in route complete. He's quickly taken down with a gain across midfield. They're now to the opposing 47. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Man downfield, and he finds London. And this is going to get them all the way to the red zone. He's taken down at the 13-yard line. Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be at second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10.
Yellow. Drill green. Hut, hut.
Working inside the red zone. Throw left side is caught by Pitts.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on second down. That playbook wide open.
Offense is set. This is 2nd and 2.
Here we go. Here set.
Still sticking with the passing game. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. Get in the red zone defensively. You'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react. And then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact.
Pass it down close. This does not get it. Looking short field, but the defender is there to force this 4th down. The Falcons take a timeout to their final one. Just about a yard to the markers, and they're going to take the risk and go for this.
Ready, ready. Set, hut, 33. Set.
Shotgun snap. They'll throw. And the defender comes away with it. And the Panthers will take over as this gets brought out to the 20-yard line.
This is one of the toughest tests yet in this game for the defense so far, Kate. And boy, not only did they hold up, but they turned some momentum with that interception in the end zone.
Looks like they'll play it safe with a run to the outside. And they'll take this ahead for 7. We've got 2nd and 3 now. There's 2 seconds left in the half as we get a timeout. One last play before the break.
Let's go now. 65. Let's go.
They're just going to play it safe, sticking with the ground game, looks like. And he stopped on a nice gain on what is the final play of this first half. Koo all lined up and ready to boot this one away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. So good field position for the Panthers. Starting this drive, 1st and 10. Carried by Brooks to start the drive. Finds a seam, left side, he's off to the races. Touchdown, Carolina! The Panthers grow the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Jonathan Brooks touchdown. That one splits the uprights. And the Panthers double their lead to 14. The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. He fields it from the 8. He's stopped on the run back at the 27.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Falcons getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10.
Come on, set. 52 blue. Ready.
They'll come out throwing. one's caught along the left sideline. And he's going to be taken down here after he takes it to the 45. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it's good for an Atlanta first down. Just one play into this drive, and they are already sitting on their own 45. Oh, he put everything he had in it. He's got it inside the 25. And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play.
Set, ready. 40, red, cycle. Cut.
Rolling from the gun here. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Yikes, as that pass falls to the ground, you kind of just sense their desperation, just kind of oozing out of them. Running out of time to start connecting on more of these and really break open the scoring in a way they just have not been able to do so far.
Short pass brought in. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
It's a dime look defensively from the Panthers. 3rd down coming.
Here we go. Here we go. Black 40. Set.
Here he goes. 3rd and long. Pushes it towards his running back, but it's going to wind up incomplete. That brings up 4th down. So now on is Young Hui Koo for the Falcons field goal. From 37 yards in the right hash. Koo able to put it through. And that gets him back to within 11.
When you look at that 3rd down play, looking back, and it really turns into a 3-point play. It's why situational work is so critical. Coaches talk about it all the time. Sure, you love the field goal, but man, they would have loved a touchdown more.
Jimmy Horn here on the return. All right, some good work on that run back, Brock. He gets this to the 33. Panthers look just about ready. 1st and 10. They'll start this drive with Brooks. Well, even a great game is going to have its lesser moments. He can't get anything out of that carry. Stop for no gain.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
2nd down pass play coming. And we all saw it. Flag came out just before that one fell incomplete. They may still get some big yards out of this one. One play in, Brock, and his drive is already into enemy territory. To throw here on 1st down. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. That was Tanaroa McMillan he was looking for. And now it's 2nd down. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Buying some time right. Passing struggles, bleeding over from that last play. He's forced to get rid of this one.
I'll give this quarterback credit. He bought as much time as he could, but eventually, the only option left was to throw it away.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. They'll air it out on 3rd. He completes it in traffic. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
They send the tight end in motion. Back to throw. Hits him on the out route. And he's taken out of bounds as he gets it down near the red zone. How about 19 yards on fourth down, and the call to go for it pays off considerably.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Cut at the 10-yard line. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have first and goal.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
And they take it across the goal line for a Carolina touchdown. The Panthers make it a 3-possession game. It's a Jonathan Brooks touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Panthers push their lead to 18. The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And he's brought down just inside the 25.
Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Atlanta about ready to go now. First and 10.
Here we hut.
Here's Robinson to start the drive. He starts out this drive with a nice gain of 8. Second down.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
Last run got him 9, so now they need one more here on second down.
Set, ready.
Looking in the air here. Throwing the out route complete. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. It's a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Oh, that was teaching tape right there.
Finds his back. It's Robinson. And they make the stop. We're going to say about the 37-yard line.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
Ball right up against that marker, but not there yet. It's second and inches. Working now from the gun. He beams one deep right side. And in for the Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons shrinking the lead some in the third. Koo with the extra point. And the Falcons make it an 11-point ball game.
28. Falcons 17.
Koo all lined up and ready to boot this one away. Baker with the return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Carolina offense to the line. Here's first and 10. On the give, it's Brooks. Call it no gain on that run, and they face second and 10.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against him. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
A good business decision there as he covers up at the end of it. Give him around 7 and give this offense now third down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide to practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
They put a receiver in motion right. Throwing now on 3rd and 2. It's on the turf. The ball's out. He lost it. And the Falcons scoop it up. And Atlanta will return it for a touchdown. The Falcons shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. Well, Brock, we both know this. Some guys are only looking to make the tackle and end the play. Others, though, come in hunting for the football and forcing fumbles in hopes of getting exactly what we just saw.
And it can be tough for these receivers. A lot of times, they know contact is coming, but they don't always get to prepare for it because they don't always see it.
Yeah.
And these elite defenses, well, they view a completed pass as just another opportunity to create that kind of fumble, and sometimes even a defensive touchdown.
Critical two-point play there, Brock. The conversion puts them now in range of tying this sucker up with a field goal.
So different for everybody in the building, right? A three-point game, and especially different for the kicker. He wasn't needed there. Get yourself ready. Your defense does the job. You may need a game-tying field goal at some point soon.
Panthers look just about ready. 1st and 10. First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. This one gets to the 22. Brought down by Julian Blackman.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 22-yard line.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Fits it through the middle. Through the defense it goes. Room to burn. To the 10. To the house. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers stretch their lead on the final play of the 3rd. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olsen would be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
You know, a lot of times you're splitting hairs talking about the differences between tight ends and receivers at this level because a lot of those guys, they work the same route tree and they move with the football, well, just like their receiver teammates. And they can score some lengthy touchdowns too, just like he showed off.
The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. Return coming from the 6. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
First call here coming from the shotgun.
Here we go, set, ready.
Takes the handoff, now to throw. He puts some juice on a deep throw. Big gain downfield. And he has it down near the red zone, just outside the 20.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were, and the QB just nailed it.
Throwing now on 1st down. Dumps it off to Robinson. Oh, and he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons make it a 4-point game here in the 4th. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. And he connects there, so now another kick from him. A field goal will tie this game in the 4th. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Has this at the 6. Nice effort here. They're going to tackle him just shy of the 35. 3 for first down. Hands off here for Brooks. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
One like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
First down, and they go right back to it. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Carolina first.
That's just not the guy defensively you ever want in the open field. Frankly, with the amount of space he had at one point, they're lucky to have limited to the gain they did.
They'll head up first and 10 from the 42. Running once more with Brooks. And he's brought down after a gain of about 6 inside the 40.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Run picks up 6, so that means it's 2nd and 4. They put a receiver in motion here left. They're going play action. He's got a man left. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving. Coming to the line, this is first and 10. To throw. Pass cut by Brooks. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers make it a 9-point advantage. It's a Jonathan Brooks touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. That one splits the uprights. And the Panthers make it a 10-point ball game. The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. Good starting spot here for the Falcons, Brock. This is first and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. 10 black. Blue striker.
They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Cut down the field. It's Pitts. And a great play is brought to an end as this one reaches the 35-yard line. It's a 30-yard gain, Brock. So unsurprisingly, that gives him a first down. So the big play moves him well past midfield. Has him set up now at the 35.
Blaster. 50. Green. Set.
Throwing from the gun. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up. Well, he already has himself one interception in his game, partner, and throws like that are going to find him another if he isn't careful.
Yep, those are the throws you want to intersperse and sprinkle into your passing game, because if they become the norm and you're constantly thrown into coverage, that's when one pick becomes two becomes three, and on and on. Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Here we go. Set. 60 red. Set.
To the air on third and long. Throwing deep towards the end zone. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Couldn't find Kyle Pitts on that throw. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
Well, that took some force right there. That took some serious defensive effort to force the incompletion. You're not going to see a lot of guys ever let go of a football when they got a first down right in their midst. But that force, that contact, separated man from ball.
Got Olovich, and this is good! And it pulls him back within one score here in the 4th.
His make there, they had to have that one. And it really does set up a judgment call down on the field. This is where special teams coach and head coach are talking about game management. You've got 3 timeouts left, so you really can write either script you want. Onside kick or send it deep.
Working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. They'll throw to start the drive. Has a man. It's Brooks. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers go up by 2 scores. 13 points in the 4th. It's a Jonathan Brooks touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. That one right down the middle. And the Panthers double their lead to 14.
Falcons 35.
The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10.
Ready. 33, yellow. Black shot. Ready.
They'll throw to begin this drive. It's his favorite target. That's London again. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And the Falcons will have a first.
Let's go. Ready.
He'll look to throw. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Looking for his wide receiver there. And it sets up 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Quick set.
He'll work against the blitz. That's low and bounces short of his man. No luck finding his receiver that time. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Brings up a
He's been a frequent target throughout this game, Bronk. We've seen that coverage tighten up a little bit more on him every time the ball's thrown his way.
Well, hasn't taken him off the board completely. He's still beating them for some catches, but that heightened focus defensively does lead to moments like that one where what would normally be a catch falls incomplete.
That's caught for the first. And he's taken out of bounds as he gets it down near the red zone. They get 22 on that one. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field. That is somebody it's tough to truly overthrow, but it can happen. I know what he was thinking, Kate. I'm going to put this in the spot where only my guy gets it. Problem was, that spot was even too high for him.
From the 24 once again, it's 2nd and 10.
Block 50, green. Ready.
Sticking to the air here. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Red, 30 at 6. Mega. Set.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Into a crowd, and a defender comes up with it. And they're going to drop him to end the return, but this turnover isn't going to stand. We've got flags at the spot right where he picked it off. So now then, after the penalty, this is 1st and goal.
Here we go. Set. Go.
They'll run here following the penalty. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on 1st down. More to come.
Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff working on him now. Big play coming up here as everyone gets set for 3rd and goal. Here's the backup. First throw. And oh, he got it! Interception! And the Panthers take over on his 5th interception of the season.
You knew it before this drive started, the field goal was not going to be good enough, but that meant the coverage also knew how to play it, how to concentrate, how to focus, and those defenders, well, they influenced that throw, and even more so, took it away.
An inside handoff to Brooks. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. That's the 2-minute warning here from Atlanta. Panthers getting closer to their 10th win of the season. They break the huddle. It's second down now. From the gun, they're going to hand it off. Pop on the line here on second down, which is only going to make things tougher for this third down coming up. So quickly, the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a third run after back-to-back negative losses.
Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And the gain's good there, partner. A nice 7-yard effort, but they're still well short, and this is going to be fourth down. And right away, we get a timeout from the defense. 1:51 to go. Here's Jake Camarda to send it skyward on fourth down. And thankfully, he hasn't been needed until the final quarter. He punted 4 times last week in the win, and his first of this week is away. And a good return as he gets him up across midfield and into enemy territory.
Falcons take over first and 10 at the 48-yard line.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Shaking off the pit quickly. He's going to throw. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Penix to throw again on second. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And the Panthers getting back on his 6th interception of the season. Man, these last 2 drives, Brock, he's looking like a different quarterback than we've seen all season. He's been so good at taking care of the football, not so much here.
Yeah, it does speak to the type of play he's had, where he's just been so on it, taking care of the football, knowing it's the most precious thing you've got in the game, and he's given it away a couple times. I'm curious to see how this affects him here down the road.
Drops to a knee here. Only one more timeout for that defense to burn and preserve some clock.
Here we go.
Lining up to take a knee on second down.
70 Timberwolves. Go.
Panthers beginning to celebrate their win here as they take a knee. Setting up for the kneel down on third.
60 Bison.
Drops to a knee here. Only one more timeout for that defense to burn and preserve some clock. So it's the Panthers who take this one on the road. Well, Brock, we both thought coming into this one that it was going to be a tough hill to climb, going up against one of the better defenses in the NFL. But these guys looked and said, Hill? What hill?
And you know what? I think that happens over the course of this week. Sometimes when you know what you're facing, Kate, and you're watching tape and it's a really good defense, you know you got to be on your game. And this offense certainly was today.
Well, that'll do it for us, for Brock Heward and our entire hard-working crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Panthers are winners as we say goodbye from Atlanta.